Hey YouTube family, welcome back to our world, House Empire. You know it's Carrie Ann, and today we're diving into a comprehensive tutorial of something new that I'm sure you're going to want to be learning about, especially if you're a beginning trader. So welcome back, all viewers and subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new to this zone, this is somewhere where we aim to educate, elevate, and empower young lives to maximize the zeros in their bank account to six figures and seven figures, all with the trading zone. Now, today I'm going to be diving into a lovely tutorial of trading view. A lot of my mentees have been asking how is it that I use trading view on a day-to-day basis, so that's what I'm going to be showing you. Let's dive in. All right, so let's dive right into this tutorial. Now, as you can clearly see, I'm in TradingView, one of the most popular trading platforms that all the traders out there actually use to mark up their charts on a daily basis. Now, if you're a beginning trader and you do not know what TradingView is, it's, as I said, one of the most powerful tools that you can use as a trader, because you basically come here to see the live chart in action. You basically come here to actually analyze your charts, to mark up your charts, and to create that amount of technical analysis that you really need to enter and exit your trades. Right? So if you're new to trading and you want to create a trading view account, then all you need to do is to go to tradingview.com, right? Register for an account by putting in your email address and your password, right? As long as you've done that, you'll automatically be given an account by TradingView, and then you'll have access to download the actual software on your desktop or laptop. Even if you want to have TradingView on the go on your smartphone, you have the option to go to the Google Play Store or the App Store and actually download TradingView so that you can be looking at your charts and marking up your charts anywhere you are. All right, so that's basically how you create a TradingView account. Now, I know you may be wondering, what's all of this going on the screen? I don't understand anything. So I'm just going to be explaining everything to you down to a T, so that by the end of this tutorial, you understand how to set up your TradingView, how to use TradingView, and just become a better trader, right? So basically, you're looking at what we call a currency pair. So right here in this section here, you will see euro versus the US dollar. It means that we're trading each currency and it's one against the other, right? So it's basically which currency is dominating, going up or going down, or sometimes they move sideways as well. So it's all about buying and selling currency when it comes on to the forex space. And if the market condition is conducive to the buy, then you go for a buy. If it's conducive for a sell, then you go for a sell. And either way, you can be correct or you can be incorrect, but it's all about knowing what you're doing and putting in all the confluences before you actually enter that trade, right? So when it comes on to trading view, right, there are a whole lot of different features that you can incorporate on a daily basis, and I'm going to be going through the different features that are there that you can actually use to mark up your charts. So this is really just a synopsis of what TradingView entails and what all of these things are all about. So we're going to be starting right here at the top section, where this is where you can actually be putting in your currency pair. So we're currently on the euro versus the US dollar. However, if we want to change that, all we have to do is to come and click in that section, which is our search bar, and we can actually type in the currency pair that we want to use. So let's say we're looking for the Great British Pound versus the Japanese yen. right? So that's GBP versus JPY. What you need to be looking for is the closest broker to the one that you are currently on. I generally go for a Wanda because a Wanda is very close to the broker that I currently use, right? Now, this is basically another currency pair that you're looking at. So the British pound versus the Japanese yen. So whenever you want to find a currency pair, this is the symbol search bar that you actually need to come to so that you can just put that pair in and find out what is going on in the market for that currency pair. All right. Now, right beside your search bar, right? And we're going to be going back into the search bar just to elaborate a little bit more on the currency pairs. Now, whenever you're typing in a currency pair in the search bar, it's very important to keep the options on all because then that gives you stocks, funds, futures, forex, crypto, indices, bonds, and everything economy wise. Let's say you would have typed or clicked on stocks, right? If you clicked on stocks and you type in the Great British Pound versus the Japanese yen, you would not find it, right? Because this is not a stock, it's actually a forex currency pair, right? Let's say you are in crypto and you're still looking for gold. You will not find gold because gold is not crypto. So the main thing you want to be doing is keeping your options on all so that whatever it is that you're looking for, it automatically pops up, regardless of the stream it really is a part of. All right. So that's basically it for your symbol search. Next to that area, you have what we call time frames. Now, when it comes on to Forex trading, it's very good to see the chart on different time frames. So we're currently on the 1 minute time frame, which is the most quickest time frame there is. The market moves very quickly on this time frame. Now, what the 1 minute really explains or entails, sorry, is that each candlestick is formed within 1 minute. If you go to the 3 minute time frame, it's simply saying to you that the candlestick is showing you the market, the price, right? All of price compacted within a 3 minute candle. 5 minutes is the same thing. So price is compacted within a 5 minute candle and it goes all the way up, right? It can even go to a daily candle. So all of this here would be your time frame. When it comes on to time frame, depending on the type of trader you are, and I'll explore that in another video for you. It's all dependent on the type of trader that you are. Then you will select your time frame according to that. But just giving you an overview of trading view, once you want to add your time frame to this section here, the common ones that you use, then you want to click on the star beside it, and the star will help you to actually just automatically access the time frames that you use on a day-to-day basis. All right. Now, when it comes on to the candles, you can customize your candles, right, to show different, features as much as you possibly can. You can even change the candles to hollow candles and volume candles. I prefer mine to be like this, and so I work with the regular candles on my chart. However, you do have a preference, right, where you can change it as you can a little bit more hollow, right? So it's up to you how you want to view your actual candles. You can just go in and play around it and choose whatever works for you. So this is what works for me, right? And then we have the indicators section. When it comes on to indicators, I've got a few that I generally use, which is the average true range, the moving average as well, and sometimes I may use the RSI. Indicators really help you to um, create entry and exit points as well as your take profit areas in or on the charts. So you basically use them for further technical analysis to see what the chart is doing, to see whether or not there is a current uptrend, to see whether or not the market is consolidating, which means it's moving sideways. So these indicators really help you to analyze the charts in a nutshell. right? So that's pretty much indicators. There are loads of indicators, and if you want to search for an indicator, all you need to do is to come to the indicator search bar and you will type in whatever indicator you want to be using. Let's say you're going to be looking at the RSI, which is the relative strength index, right? So you can do a RSI, relative strength index, and you'll click on it and it'll automatically pop up on your screen. Now, I don't pay for certain indicators, right? Because I believe that trading does not have to be so difficult. So as you can see, certain indicators on the chart, you may have to pay an actual subscription fee to get access to a lot of these indicators. And some people may say to you that the indicators are very effective. At the end of the day, it's what works for you. So find out what works for you and capitalize on that. So if it is that you want to test out, different indicators that comes with the paid, go right ahead and pay for your membership so that you have full access. And to be really honest, the paid version of TradingView gives you more access to a lot of indicators. So at the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to go in and pay for your membership. Right? So when we go to the next section, it's really just indicators again. So this is the entire indicator section. Now, you can also put what we call an alert on a particular area of your chart at a particular price. So let's say you recognize that there's a clear, demand zone at a certain price. You will just need to actually come into your alert section and you'll put the price that you want to be alerted at, because you believe whenever the market comes to this price, it's either going to go for a buy or a sell. And you can actually make a note of what you believe so that it's automatically there in the alert that's on screen. Right? So it's all about, understanding how to trade, understanding how to use all of these features to the best of your ability. And it's not the hardest thing, it just takes a little bit of, exploration. So explore, guys. Don't you ever be afraid of exploring new things. All right, so the replay is a very cool feature. I do not have access to it because I do not pay for the actual version of TradingView. I use the free one because it does the same for me. When it comes on to the replay, let's say you want to pull the chart a little bit back to, Tuesday's trading day until today, then what you will do is bring the whole bar to this section and it will just replay everything come to today's date. So it's a very cool thing to watch. If you want to pay for it, you can go right ahead and do that. Then you've got the undo as well as the forward tap. So once you have created, some amount of chart markups and you want to undo, this is where you can come to do that. Right? Now, when it comes on to the entire chart, you can, zoom in, you can actually take a screenshot or a photo of whatever chart markup that you've done. You can actually publish it and share your idea with your community as well as with the TradingView community. You can publish it so that it goes public, right? So that's really the top section right here of your chart. Pretty much in a nutshell, that's really what it is. Now, when it comes on to the currency pairs that you want to deal with on a daily basis, so instead of always coming to the search bar right here to search for them, you can practically come to what we call a watch list and add these currency pairs to your watch list so that they're automatically there at all times. So I've got a few added to my watch list, right? So this is where you would come press the plus sign and add your symbols, add your currency pairs, right? That you want to be trading day in, day out, so that they're automatically added to that right section here, so that you can just come and click on it and the chart would automatically change for you. All right. And then if you want to just hide the tab, you can click on that section and you'll hide it. Right. Obviously, to this section here is where you'll have price. So this is where you've got price. This is where the pips are calculated. This is where everything shows you what price is actually doing. So if you're looking at price action, it's all dominated to the right side where you can see what's going on the charts. Let's go to the left section of our chart, which is a very favorable part when it comes on to charting. So, how is it that you chart on a daily basis? It's all dependent on you and the preferences that you have and the strategies that you have, and going through your checklist and making your different confluences before you enter an actual trade. Right? So, let's start from the top. This is really what we call a cursor. So as you can clearly see, my cursor is in the form of an arrow, right? But I can actually change it by, selecting one of these. So I can select the cross and there you have it. You can see the clear change, right? Now, when it comes on to your tools from the toolbar, the tools that you use most frequently, once you're using them, then I would recommend that you favorite them by clicking on the star beside that tool. It should turn orange when you click on it, and then it will automatically be added to this tab right here, which is your favorites tab. Right? So as you can see, my arrow is there. Right? Now, when it comes on to your next tool, it's what we call a trend line. So this is where all your trend lines or your different line tools are, right? So a trend line is basically often used to identify a trend, a current trend in the market, right? So if it is that you want to, look on the charts, identify what's going on, you can actually use your trend line to see clearly what's going on in the actual market. So let's take this section for example. Let me just hide the favorites tab. Let's take right here. What do you see? What do you see? All right, I think I'm hearing somebody saying I'm seeing an uptrend, an up movement. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Now, if you're seeing an uptrend, that means that you can actually be using your trend line to identify that trend, right? So the market, once it's having a trend, it should be creating what we call higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, and higher lows. So that's a low, but then the next low is higher than the previous low. The next low should be higher than the previous low. So higher highs and higher lows is what you should be spotting when it comes on to an actual uptrend, right? Now you can be using your actual trend line like this to identify your trend, right? So that's your clear trend, right? Now sometimes your trends are a little bit more obvious than other times, but you just want to ensure that you're able to create a trend line to see what the market is doing. Now, if you take a look, oh, there's a cool double top right here. Normally, guys, if you've got a double top on your chart, that's indicating. So once you see that M created and it's a double top, then the market is going to actually retrace downwards. If you're seeing a double bottom, that's indicating that the market is actually going to shoot upwards. So I'm dropping gems, guys. I hope you're making notes, because it's a learning process and you're not going to learn everything overnight, but trust me, you will get there. You will get there. If you remain consistent, you will get there. All right, so pretty much trend line, you use it to identify, you know, trends in the market. So let's go with trend lines again. All right. So if you're having a downtrend, you can take it from the high to the low, right? And this can also help you to identify when there is a break of structure, right? So right here, it was a clear downtrend, right? So you had higher so basically higher highs, higher lows for uptrend, and then you have lower highs and lower lows for downtrend. So that's a lower high, the next high is lower than this high right here, right? And then when you draw your trend line, it will help to actually identify what we call a break of structure. So this means that there is no longer a downtrend going on or an uptrend going on. So clearly here you can see where the market moved downwards and then it started to move sideways. When you see it starting to move sideways, it means that either the buyers or the sellers are losing their momentum, right? So in this case, because it's a downtrend, the sellers have lost a lot of their momentum, and then it's indicating that once there is a break of structure now, it's going side. So the market does one of two things: it goes up or it goes down, and a lot of times it may consolidate with me sideways, right? So be clear on recognizing trend movements, and you can use your trend lines to identify those. All right, so that's pretty much a trend. And as you can see, it's also added to my favorite section because I use it quite often. Now, this blue line right here is what you would refer to as an extended line. Now, how I use the extended line, I generally go all in and I use it to identify, common areas where the market keeps tapping into. So on this line right here, notice that the candlesticks, it kept touching this price. So there's a lot of demand at this price, which is 190.619, as you can see to the right in black, right? So price just kept tapping right on this zone. So what you can do is to use that extended line right here to say that, listen, this is a key area of interest because I noticed that price just keeps tapping somewhere here, right? Key line, that's a key area that you need to be focusing on because it's indicating to you that at some given point in time, the market will come back to this zone because it's a demand area. All right. Now, when it comes on to your other tools in the line section, it's up to you if you choose to use them. These are the most popular ones for me, and as you can see, I've added the star beside them and they actually show up in my favorites tab right here. All right, let's move on to the next tool, which is your Fib retracement tool. If you've ever heard about Fibonacci, this is really Fib retracement, and I use that quite often. Now, when it comes on to the Fibonacci, it's very simple. Generally, you use it from the high to the low, from a swing high to your swing low, and it basically gives you a lot of details, right? And let's say you've got it, this is where price is currently at. You'd recognize on your actual, Fibonacci, a particular section where the market just keeps tapping on and there is loads of pressure right there. So if you look at it right here, where the line is that I just created, that extended line, as you can clearly see, the Fibonacci highlights that section as well. Reason being is that there is a lot of, support right at this zone. So it's telling you that no matter what, price is always going to be tapping right back here at some point in time. So your Fibonacci tool can be used from your swing high to your swing low, or from your swing low to your swing high, depending on the recent move in the market. And it basically can actually give you your take profit points and your exit points and your entry points in the market. So it's a lovely tool to actually learn how to use. All right, so that's your Fibonacci. All right. Pretty much in this section, you've got loads of fib tools. You've got even fib circles, fib time zones. There are loads of different tools here, but I really only use the fib retracement, to be quite honest. You can explore all the others and see if they work for you. But for now, I'm sticking to fib retracement. All right, now the next section is what we call the patterns. Now, when it comes on to trading, trading is all about identifying patterns. Just clearly, I said to you that you've got a double top here, and the double top indicates that the market will actually be pushing downwards, right? So if it is that you start recognizing patterns on the charts, then that would be absolutely incredible for you, because then you'll be able to actually know what the market is giving you. So it's very important that you identify patterns. Now, sometimes you'll not be able to see everything with your naked eye until you start watching the charts 24/7. Now, guys, when it comes on to trading, the more time you spend on the charts, the better you become as a trader. The more time you spend working on your trading psychology, the more time you spend, charting, then you will gradually progress. Right? So put some effort in. If you want this, work towards it. All right. Now, when it comes on to charts, as I said, there are loads of chart patterns. You've got head and shoulders, you've got cup and handle, you've got loads of chart patterns. But when it comes on to, the ones in Trading View gives you these options like triangular patterns, three drives pattern, and it gives you the head and shoulder. Now, the head and shoulder is a very common one, and I'll try and draw it right here for you. So this is your left shoulder, right? Once you do your left shoulder, then you will literally have your head above your shoulder, right? That's your head. I'm trying to do it straight as I can. And then you will literally have your right shoulder, right? So this is what the chart would look like for head and shoulder. All right. Oh, I didn't stop it. Sorry, guys. All right, so pretty much that's what your head and shoulder would look like. You'd see that little high there, then you'll see a spike up, which is a higher high, then it shoots back down to the same level, and then you'll see that pullback, and then it goes down again. Right? So these are patterns, guys, that you want to be able to identify when you open your charts, because it helps you to tell what the market is giving you. And it's always good to trade what you see. It's very important to identify these patterns and trade what you see. All right, so that's pretty much the chart patterns that you can use. Now, when it comes on to forecasting and measuring tools, now the key two ones, the two actual ones that I use on a daily basis would be your long position and your short position. And if you're a new trader, I'll explain what long position is for you, right? So long position means that you're going for a buy. Whenever you see long position, it means that you're going for a buy. So you're basically predicting that the market will be going up, right? So your take profit would be at a higher level, right? From where the current price is right now. When you hear a long position, think of bull, think of bullish movements. So whenever you're going long, it simply means that the market is moving in a bullish direction, which means it's moving upwards. So I'll show you exactly how to actually use it. Let me just go over to a part where there was an actual buy, right here. All right, so it's moving very slowly. I don't know why. But the reality is you just want to learn how to use these tools, and the more you come here and you play around them, the better you'll become. So if we're clicking on the position tool, let's say we're right here, right? We we saw this, little candle form. Let's say we saw that candle form, right? So I'll pull this back. You can adjust this. So your red part would be your stop loss area, right? So I would move this a little bit downward. Now, the wick in this trade would basically help me to understand what the market is giving me, right? So pretty much right here, what I could be doing is setting a stop loss area just below these swing low points, right? I'd be setting my stop loss below these areas so that I give the trade enough room to get to the target, right? And then depending on what the market was showing on the other section here, I would be setting my target to a little bit above here, right? So the key thing is learning how to use the tools. Now, once you set your stop loss at that particular area, you want to ensure that your risk to reward is very well calculated. So you should be actually gaining more than you're losing. Even if you wanted to put it a little bit higher, no problem, right? But always try to aim for a 1 to 2 ratio because that's, a little bit more profitable than you believing the market to be going to a strong, strong zone. All right, so pretty much that's how you use a long position, right? And you can adjust, as you can see, you can clearly adjust the sections. Now, if you're looking at a short position is the opposite of a long position. Let me move my chart over, right? Your short position would be your selling point. So if you think that the market would actually be going downwards, then you'll be going short, which is a bearish bias. So the bulls for up, the bears for down. So once you're going down, you're going to have that amount of short position, which means you're going for a sell. All right. Now, pretty much here, when it comes on to your short position, it's not difficult. It's just the same manner in which you used the long position a while ago. You'll just click on short position, right? And then you'll just tap on your screen. Your stop loss would be above that area, and your take profit will now be below, right? And you aim to meet the target. Once you aim to meet that target right there, this would be a great area. One of the main reasons is because you want to see that common area where the market kept rejecting off, right? So right at that blue line would be a good area for you to actually take profit. So the exact coordinate, the exact price that this line is at would be a good take profit zone, mainly because the market chases liquidity. Right, so as you can see, the wick rejection here, these long wicks, is telling you that there's sell side liquidity and the sellers actually want to come back and, take some of that liquidity that was left to the downside. All right, so that's pretty much how you use a short position, right? And I totally forgot to mention to you that on my chart, this wave thing that you're seeing going across is what we call the moving average, right? So it's an indicator that helps me to set up my targets on the chart, helps me to analyze my chart to see what the chart is doing. And it's really what we call the moving average. So I've got the 20 length moving average as well as the 50 length moving average on my actual chart right now. All right, let's go to the next section, right? So we've done the long and short position. Though the next section is where you have your brush and you have your rectangle. Now, the rectangle is one of my main things to use. Reason being, I trade a lot with what we call zones. Now, when it comes on to zones, I truly see the effectiveness of zones. Let's go to the 15-minute window. Right? Now, what the market does day in, day out, it taps into zones. right? So let's say you've got a zone right here, right? Right here. When it comes on to the zone that you've got, there's one right here. I think it already had something, but nevertheless, I'll just remove that one. There you go. All right. So what the market does day in, day out, it's quite repetitive sometimes, right? So what the market does, it taps into frequent zones quite often. Now I'll extend the one at the top, and you're gonna tell me what you notice right here. Right? So let's move our chart over. Right at this particular zone here, as well as the one to the downside, what do you notice? All right. So if you're basically saying that once the market taps into this zone, it goes for a sell. Let me zoom it in so that you can see perfectly well what's going on. Each time the market taps into this box, it goes for a sell. Each time it goes up, it pushes downward. Each time it goes up here, it pushes downward. It's telling me that right in this zone, yeah, this is what we call a sell zone, right? Now, if you look to the downside right here, each time the market taps into this zone, it pushes up. Each time the market taps into this zone, it pushes up. So this is basically telling me that this is what we can call a sell zone at the top side here, and this is where we can actually call a buy zone. Right? Now, we can also refer to it as areas of support and resistance. When it comes on to the market basically has loads of support, right, to the downside. So price is supported right here. So each time the price taps in, it goes up, right? And then once it goes up, it pushes back down, right? And then it kept doing the same thing for quite some time throughout the day, right? So as you can clearly see, this rectangle can actually be used as an actual zone so that you can identify these zones. And one of the key things to do when you're identifying zones on your chart is to incorporate what we call text. So right here, I could basically add the text sell zone, and to the downside I could actually go and add buy zone right here. Buy, oh, sorry, right here, adding the text again, right? You could basically put buy zone. Now, you did not have to use a text. You could actually put a note like this here, sell here, right? That's a perfect note. Note to self, sell here. Whenever the market comes, sell here. Right? So I'm just pretty much showing you how to play around with the different tools in the market and how to use them. Now, when it comes on to when you make money, let's say you set up a nice trade and you made some money, you can put a nice emoji to help you to feel good in the process, a nice smiling emoji, right? Or an emoji with money popping out of its mouth, whatever emoji you want to put to make you feel a little bit better looking on these charts and these candlesticks, so that it's all about the money. Now, you can actually use measuring tools if you want to measure whatever your candlesticks are doing and what the chart is going on with. I don't use that. And this is then your zoom in and zoom out. You can use that, as well as if you want to keep your drawing mode on, right? Let's say you want to be marking up what the chart is doing, instead of always having to go into your trend line. So I'm gonna go up, tap it, move down, right, tap it, and then I can automatically just be in drawing mode, right? Once I click on that little section there, I'm automatically just stayed, or I'm locked in to drawing mode. So pretty much the tools Right? Now, for the next one, if you've got nosy people who come to your house and want to touch your things, or you've got kids like myself who are very touchies and they want to mess with your analysis, then you can actually lock all your chart movements. So nothing can be done to it. See? Doesn't matter what, as long as you've got it locked, no one can touch it, no one can change your chart markups, it will remain the same. And then when you're ready, you can actually unlock, right? And then you can actually delete all that you have, done. See, remove 26 drawings. So I can remove it, right? I can actually, remove even the indicators that are there, and that's now my chart. See, that's pretty much the chart in a nutshell. So you zoom out with this minus, you zoom in with this one, and it's always good to use this to see what the chart is doing closer, as well as to see on a, wider scale what it's actually doing. Now, to the downside of trading view, you've got the of the day, right? It shows you the current month that you're in, and you'll see the different times, right? The different time of the day. And obviously, trading is actually a 24/5 when it comes on to Forex, and 24/7 when it comes on to crypto. So, chart moving, because I believe right now it's actually after 11, and you can currently see that the chart is still in motion. It's still money still going on. So, traders don't really sleep. We don't sleep for money. All right, that's some of us. When it comes on to the money, we trade in all sessions. All right, so pretty much in a nutshell, that's really trading view. Now, everything that you've added to your favorite section will be right here, where you can automatically come back to it, and you can change your time frames to see what the chart is doing on the 4-hour window, right? To see what it's doing on the 1 hour, the 30 minute, and so forth. And remember, this is where you can actually come and change your currency pairs. Now, let me give you just a quick look just before I go on my actual, chart that I use for gold on a daily basis. Oh, I think I've removed my, chart markup, but let's see if it will show you anything. No, it probably won't. Oh, it's all there. Great. All right, so pretty much this is my gold chart that I work with on a daily basis. It has loads of things on it, right? But it helps you to recognize what the market is doing. Find your key areas, put your extended lines to see where price is often, being supported, and where price is often being resisted. Find where each time you can have a buy coming from that section or a sell coming from that section. Just mark up your charts. Them always say, mark up your blackboard, mark up your charts, because that's how you will actually be getting to become a better trader in the forex space. All right, so I am hoping this tutorial was, a great one, that you understand now how to use trading view and understand a little bit more about the charts. Right, so if you are really appreciating the time that I spent on this YouTube video, go ahead and like this video. And remember, join the team of all stars who are taking 2024 to a whole different financial level. It's all about wealth. It's all about wealth for 2024. So if you are not in the era or the mood in which you're thinking about creating generational wealth, listen, get with the flow or get left behind in 2024. It's all about creating generational wealth, and Hall's empire is all about impacting lives. It's all about elevating lives. It's all about growing those zeros in your bank account, because you don't want to have just 0.00 in your bank account. You want to be having a nice figure before those zeros, and get that account growing to a 5, a 6, or a 7 figure this actual year. So the goal is, very Simple. It's all about maximizing the money. It's all about creating generational wealth. If that's something that you are interested in, hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey. Remember, subscribing doesn't cost you a thing. Hit that subscribe button, and remember, stay true to who you are. Put God first in everything you do and watch him do wonders in your life. Do not sleep on your dreams. The opportunities are there. You just have to grab a hold of them and go all in. All right, so stay tuned. I'll be back real soon. Thank you so much for watching. What good?